Let's wave, and we are back.
Again, and again.
All right. Make it go on. All right, so Ghana, my happy home. Can anybody sing the national anthem? 1, 2, 3, let's go. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
And make our nation great and strong.
Let's go.
Oh, to
defend forever. You see, say somebody they scratching nose pair. I mean, so you forget the lyrics there. The cause of freedom and of right. Feel our hearts with true humility. Okay, this part, Charlie, stop. Tobacco, Stephen, finish this part. After humility, what they come? You be the chillest family, some of it. Make us chillest. That part they beat people past.
As long as they rhyme, we'll be okay.
This place one and I pass to receive suppress us.
Yeah. Alright, let's go. Alright, so yeah.
Oh God.
This is strictly for our Ghanaians. So here we go. Fellow Ghanaians, we are back again. Now, China is trying to do something really good in Africa. As usual, it does a lot of projects in Africa. This is where a lot of African governments are partnering with China. But whatever people do, there are going to be other people who are like, WTF, right? People are complaining why the Ghana government is allowing China to build a national park for the country. Looking at the cost, which is about $300 million, people are like, Ghana can afford to build its own national park. Mr. S, good, bad, or you on the fence?
I'm on the fence. Sometimes.
No. You gotta take a side. Man. Take a side.
Let me take a side of the government for once. You know, I dream of waking up to see my country like other countries, like the Chinese and the Japans, how structured things are. You understand? So, but you need a helping hand, because the truth on the ground is we don't have much know-how when it comes to these things, to some extent. Yeah. So I think if somebody comes and offers something and you think it's favorable, it can help, because the truth is we don't have that kind of amusement park like that. That I grew up from a generation where you go to what do you call it, children's park. That was our only source.
I remember that.
Yes, and then the trade fair. But unfortunately, out of bad governance, we've actually messed those things up. So if somebody is willing to offer that kind of environment for the Ghanaian citizen, I don't see anything wrong with it.
All right, but people are just saying, why don't you kind of at least give it to or outsource it to an African company? Why is it always, everything we build has to be brought in by an outside person, right?
But wait, this thing is it?
As an entire continent, we have no firm to give this kind of contract to.
But wait a minute. Is it a government project or is it private? I think it's a private. That Chinese guy, he's been doing business in Ghana for years, so I think it's private.
Yeah,
it's his private thing. Yeah, but it's
but
the
if
same
it's a
thing,
private thing, then why was the president there?
I think he was invited, and our people. He wants to show his face just to score political points. It was during my time this was built, whether the government had any influence or not.
Yeah, because I listened to he was saying something like, I think there is a collaboration. I think so. There is a little a collaboration in there. But for me, what does it matter? We were told a cathedral will be built in 2 years. 10 years on, or 8 years on, we are still sitting here. Nothing has happened. So I just hope and pray, because the truth on the ground is we lack something like that. So for me, I don't care if it's a private investor or even it's a collaboration from the government or it is the government. Whichever way, we need to start somewhere. That has been my opinion.
But that's what people say, that at the end of the day, the currency is not stable. The economy is a bit, messed up, because all the proceeds are going to be taken out of the country if it truly doesn't belong to the nation, right? As a project, as a national project.
Is it?
Continue. You continue.
Yeah, for me, yeah, that argument is valid up to a certain extent because we were all here when Ghana Telecom was sold to some foreign entities, and many other foreign, I mean, Ghanaian government-owned companies. And at the end of the day, even if we have something owned by government, the same people who are in charge are still going to remit these monies outside the country anyways. They are still going to be buying their luxury apartments in other countries, you know. So for me, it's not really a question of who owns it or whatever. It is the policies that we have to put in place to make sure that the money stays within the country. That's what's most important. And also to benefit the ordinary person in terms of jobs, right? What do we see? We see foreigners come, and sometimes even if it's owned by government, the management is still foreign, and so the money still leaves. And when foreigners have businesses in Ghana, there is a law that says that a certain percentage of the staff should be local, and even some management staff should be local. But what do we see? It's not enforced. You have foreign entities bringing their top management from their countries, and then the meager jobs are done by the locals. Honorable Kene Japan said this when the campaign was on last year or 2 years ago. He mentioned it. He said sometimes he gets teary when he goes to Palace Mall and all these Lebanese places. You will see young Lebanese with their hands behind their backs directing the Ghanaian workers to do the work while they are standing. So at the end of the day, if we don't put in place and enforce policies that will make sure we benefit, as to whether it is foreign owned or locally owned, will not make any difference, because at the end of the day, the foreigner is still benefiting 100%. For me, that's where my beef is.
Yeah, because foreign direct investment is literally supposed to benefit the locals, right? While the investor also makes some profit. But like you said, we've seen time and time again when, usually all these outsiders bring their own labor force, right? They're bringing their own people to do the building, the implementation, the installation of all these projects. So the question then becomes, what is in it for the local people, for the, ordinary average guys in the community? What did they benefit? What did they learn? Because let's not forget, in China here, there's this thing called knowledge transfer or technological transfer, whatever. You always have to partner up with a local company.
Yes.
You cannot be in China and invest 100%. You always have to invest with a partner in China. So it's like a 50-50 thing. So either you transfer the knowledge or they also get 50% of whatever profit that comes in. So I think that is a true partnership. But can we say the same thing for Ghana?
No, we can't. We can't because of our democracy, right? Because of our democracy. Because here they can twist and change the laws the way they want. The time I came in here, let me put it this way: there was a point, or there was in the period where foreigners were the CEOs in these big corporations, the Foscons and whatever. Then quickly the government changed and demanded that a Chinese citizen should be, if not part, should be the most like the MD position, right? It was all over the news, and they changed. But in Ghana, you cannot do that. You can't. It's unfortunate. You cannot. What do you expect, like the current government to do? You cannot change it.
And you know why we cannot do that, because we don't have any leverage, right? The person has come in with his $200 million to start his business. If you make he's going to take his money out to another country. And when he takes it out, you don't have locally grown substitute companies that can do the same thing he's doing. So he has an upper hand.
That is the second point.
You know what I mean?
The third point is, I mentioned trade fair for example, right? Look at how huge trade fair is. Actually, that should be the biggest amusement park in the world, right? Because that place is so big, we can do so many things inside. Imagine you give this to a Chinese, right? But look at how poorly it was managed.
Yeah.
And look at the state of it now. So sometimes, in our current position, some of the things, it will be better if it's a foreign management. How they treat your people, that should come from the government. But there's a proverb in tree, but my tree is not that good. But I go over so every anopa, right? Look at the way look at the way more polish here. Look the way you polish your face. That is how you be served, right? Look at the way we do our things in our own, like in our government, here, there, like decision making and all that. It tells you that it puts whoever puts investment in that kind of thing. It put that person in a difficult position. You mentioned there are so many
FDIs,
like
which is foreign direct investment. It's always welcome, right? Every country wants investment in their country, but I mean, as I said in the beginning, I think I was a bit off about giving the contract to an African company. But the thing is, it's not necessarily that. Like you said, I think we've seen it time and time. There was a time that I think it was either Accra Mall or West Hills Mall. I forgot which mall. Or a mall in Kenya, something like that. And there was like a real big deal about, maltreatment and, workers not getting paid properly. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah,
I think it was earlier this year or last year or something
last year.
So in this case, like you said, it's like there has to be labor protection laws that protect the locals working in these, companies. So at the end of the day, we always point our fingers to the outsiders, right?
Yes.
The Chinese are there. The Chinese are there. So is it really the Chinese's problem, or is it our local government?
It's our local. You have to face the fact. We have a problem. We have an institutional problem. We have a culture problem. We have to face it, because the only way you can, I've always believed, the only way you can make huge steps and huge change is accepting your own fault. We know. That is why I gave the trade fair as an example. Who were the managers of the Ghana International Trade Fair? Why is it that 30 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, it was one of the best places in Ghana, right? And now, actually, instead of using that place to actually create other branches in other regions, this one has folded. Whose fault is it? The management was our own people. So we have to learn to take. Listen, you talk about Kennedy Japan. He has brought a lot of investors in Ghana. They are Chinese and others, right? And they are doing, quote unquote, quite well. But interview the people that work there. They might have issues. We are human beings. Sometimes we can never be satisfied, right? But when it comes to management, I think we have serious issues in our culture. We have it. We have to admit it, and we tend to quickly point the finger because that foreigner. Listen, there was a period, and I always go back to China here. They welcome so many. The next town, Queenshan. If you check China, I think it's part of, if it's not first, part of the first three when it comes to GDP, as in cities. Right? Or city town, right? What did they do? They welcome a lot of foreigners, like the Hong Kongese and whatever, and most of the companies there. But then, as time goes on, they keep changing the laws to benefit their own people. Today, if you go there, a lot of those companies are managed by Chinese, but they are foreign companies. So you just need to learn. Welcome people, let them come in. You just use the word technology. What is the word? Technology transfer, right? You pick, learn, use your own people so that we know how to manage our things better. Look at the state. This is the fact. Look at the state of our road. Don't we have contractors?
Yeah, and let me add something to what you said. Like if you look at, I know for sure, like Germany, their train system, which is called Deutsche Bahn, is not actually owned by the government. But any ordinary person who goes into Germany will think, oh, it's owned by the government. The government only has shares. The rest is owned by private companies. But it's the government that sets the boundaries. They're in full control. That is part of the agreement. Yes, you just make your money, but leave the major decision making to us, because this is mass transport. It's our people. We take care of the people. So like Tobacco said, every government accepts FDIs, even in China. China is a very developed country now, but there are still so many thousands and thousands of foreign companies in the country. But when you go to these factories, which workers, you at best you see 4, 5, 6 foreign workers. The rest are all Chinese.
Yes.
They are not even labor workers from some other country. They are all Chinese, because in China, if the law says 95% of the factory floor staff should be Chinese, it has to be Chinese. You miss just one person, you are in trouble. You will get a huge fine. So everybody follows it to the letter. So we don't have those. We have those agencies. Again, we're coming back to the same thing. They don't do their job.
Yeah.
When I was in Ghana, did some attachments and a little bit of work in the hotel industry. Ghana Tourism Authority, they have an agency that goes to inspect to make sure that they are the ones who rate 5-star, 4-star. They inspect cleanliness, hygiene, and all those things. They really go around. But sometimes when they come, what happens? Some manager takes them to the office, some monies exchange hands, and then they walk out.
Sort them out.
The job is not done. They came, but the job wasn't done. So when you look at it, it's kind of hard to say, because even if you have the agencies, money will exchange hands, and things will not get done. So it's kind of hard to really pinpoint where the problem is coming from, because even if we want to enforce, it won't work, because the system is so corrupt.
We have a problem with enforcement. That is all.
Yeah,
that is one thing. But in this case, like I said, I feel like we're digressing too much. The point is that, like we said, I think it's a good thing. I mean, whenever like anybody or any country or any city gets an investment from outside, I mean, it's a good thing. But the good thing about it is that it's going to benefit the locals, right? People are going to get employment, there's going to be like, patronage. People are going to come there and spend money. So businesses are going to make some money as well. But my only problem is like, it looks like for us, it's always the opposite. The investors bring their own people, labor force, and they get to the top of like Leah rightfully said. They get into the top positions, and the locals are just mistreated because, they feel like they're nobody, they don't have the know-how, they don't have the skills, so they just can provide petty labor, right? There's the cleaning stuff and serving people, that's about it.
Yeah.
So we don't really see the real benefits of the investment, because the proceeds go to the investor and the money gets out of the country. So I don't know if this time things are going to change, because I think it's one of the things that the president is doing to back his 24-hour economy plan, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, like I said, from what we've seen, because of our ex-presidents and ex-government, it just makes it very difficult to see the positives in things like this. Do you know what I mean?
I do see.
But on any given day, this is a good thing. But like I said, because of our history, 68 years of independence, we still have to wait for foreign investment to build a national amusement park. It's almost laughable when you look at the amount involved.
Exactly.
300 million cities. $300 million, right? I mean, it's big money, but it's not big money for a country like Ghana.
There are many individuals who have that money in Ghana.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We can build that. So to wait for a foreign investment to do that, it's I don't know, man.
Yeah,
it gets dicey.
We can, and that is the system we live in. We can, we should.
I think we've had this discussion off camera before. Like, I mean, if you take someone like Cheddar, you look at how he likes his things to be done.
Yeah.
Cheddar can build an amusement park and manage it excellently. But the thing is, government will not give him the breathing space. Every time somebody will want to get some, I think that's the reason why our local rich people don't like to get into these things. It's not like they don't know, they know. And if you look at Cheddar, I mean, if you work for Cheddar and you misbehave, he's going to fire you and bring another person. So it's going to be efficient. But at the end of the day, what is the government going to do? Come and let's have a discussion. Or we need a percentage of this. Or this is not right. They will keep disturbing you. So at the end of the day, the local people who are capable, they don't want to put their monies in there because they know that you respect the foreigner more than us. So let me not go there at all.
To your surprise, or if you don't, you might even be surprised that this particular project, what they call it, Shauna Highland Amusement Park, you'll be surprised that there is a Ghanaian behind. You understand? Like,
you mean coming on the back of the Chinese?
Yeah,
you
because they know.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm all in. For me, I'm going with the Chinese approach. The only problem we have is ours is democracy. So you cannot push the law to its limit. You understand? welcome people. Let them come. Let them design. Let them develop. Let them build your road. Every country does that. Every country, like Canada, they've done a tunnel where it is from the Chinese and they are paying for 10 years. So every country does it. For me, it is how you enforce the law, and when it is hand over to the public service or to the government, those people they put in place, they need to be checked. And that has been our downfall. We have a bad maintenance culture in Ghana. You understand?
Yep.
We do. We have to accept these things. If foreigners are the ones taking care of things, I'm not saying we should give everything to our foreigners to do it. I believe there are certain good Ghanaians in there that can but let them do their job if it is given to them as Ghanaians. Don't go sabotaging them and because if so, then we'll wake up one day and the country would have been taken over.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. And
All right,
like you
anyways.
said, yeah,
Last thing, let's bring it to an end, because,
yeah, I think it's unfortunate that our supposedly first biggest amusement park is being thought about, being thought about by a foreigner. Whether a Ghanaian is behind it, what we are seeing is a Chinese investor, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, how do we make sure that the proceeds or the functioning of the whole edifice benefits the ordinary people? You know, that's where the problem always
that's
is.
the biggest question,
Yeah.
Yes, and from experience, we've seen many multi-billion-dollar companies, mining companies, wherever, doing their business all these centuries. There's no corporate social responsibility. You go to Obuasi, where the foreign miners live, is like heaven. And few kilometers down the road is hell for the locals. Meanwhile, that's where they're mining the gold. You go to Airport City in Ghana. The guy who owns the Silver Star Tower, he was interviewed by Wadamaya and some other people. Almost all the buildings there are owned by foreigners or some foreign companies. But if you go to the Airport City, even look at the roads there. They build it, make money, but we don't even ensure that they use some of the money to beautify the place.
So
Airport City, you see it from above, it looks beautiful. When you're walking around, you still have broken culverts and all that.
So who do you blame?
So we
blame the foreign
blame
investor?
government. No,
Exactly.
blame government.
So
Yes,
that
you don't
is the
even
point.
you don't even give them any condition to use some of their profits to develop the surrounding. They take everything out. So it's we ourselves are
You
to
see,
blame.
only the conditions. For me, enforcement is our weakest
Yeah.
link. We
Yeah.
don't enforce anything. So yes,
Yeah.
okay. You said if you build this, you would 100 meters or 200 meters away, you are going to construct the road. You are going to do street lights and stuff.
Yeah.
They do construct those things. They do their villas, the estates and whatever, and they leave those roads.
Yeah. And nobody says
Understand?
anything
And
about
nobody
it.
says anything.
Yep.
So we
Yeah.
have a problem. That is why I said our culture. We have a problem in our culture. We need fixing.
We do, man. Everybody knows that. But the point is, this is where I always draw my conclusion from. Because, like I said, 68 years of independence, and we seem to still be waiting for people to develop our countries for us. Now, if we go back to Burkina Faso, I mean, we're going to be like it's a different case or a different incident, but it's really not. Because this guy, Traore, he's been in power for how long? What, 2 years, 3 years?
Just
max?
2 years. Yeah.
And you can clearly see the change happening on the ground, and it's very radical.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me think if he can do it within this short, span of time.
Yeah.
And we've had 68 years with all our resources. So why are we still here? Why are we still here excited about, a Chinese investment? I mean, like I said, investment is always a great thing, but for an amusement park, which, like we say, is going to be like, the biggest in the country, it will be a biggest, something to be proud of if the government could have done it for the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jobs
Yeah.
get created, everything stays in the country, and then it's like, it's but then having, knowing that it's not necessarily built by taxpayers' money or the locals' money or by Ghana, it's kind of, it gives you that kind of vibe. I mean, it's in Ghana, it's
Yeah.
good, but it's still not really ours if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just gives you this vibe. So that's why I always draw the parallel. If you look up Burkina Faso, what he's doing now, and we've had 68 years to do what he's doing, and we still can't figure it out. It's super appalling. So I guess it's a good thing. Anybody else want to add anything, or boom?
No, for me,
Move on to the
I
next
think
one.
it's a good thing. They should build it, but make sure, like I'm saying, like if you say you are constructing a road from a particular site to developing the whole area, right, where proper roads should be, that it should be in good nick. That's all, and make sure that the those that are employed, they do the right thing. That's all for me. That's all I can
I'll
say.
just add this to that. I mean, they say 1 kilometer of road, it costs about $1 million. 1 kilometer of asphalt road in Ghana with all the making it perfect with all the pavements and whatever costs like $1 million. So if you are putting up a parade that costs $300 million, I don't think it's difficult for you to spend 5 or 10 extra $million to develop the surrounding, because it's going to be forever. You know, so these are some of the things. Someone who has that amount of money, it shouldn't be difficult for him to add $3, $4, $5 million to develop the roads.
But why would they do that if there is no law demanding that, you know, or there is no authority to kind of, you know,
I believe
that kind of
I believe it, exactly. I believe it's
policy.
even there.
Then why would the investor do that? Why would the contractor do it? They're
he won't
in
do
it
it.
for the money. You know what I mean? They're in it for
Yeah.
profit. So they don't want to spend more. The whole idea of a business is to put in as little as possible and make more money.
For me, I sometimes when I see certain projects, right, in Ghana, I ask myself, okay, you grant them the license, they show you the drawings and stuff. After completion, have you gone there to check that what they claim to build is the same thing they've done?
Look,
But
when
that's
you
why we keep talking about checks and balances. Man. It's like
even in Ghana, did you know that when you finish constructing your own house, you need a certificate of completion before you can actually live in the property? It doesn't happen. Nobody
but that's
cares
what I'm
about
saying.
it.
It's a bit funny because it's like nothing works. You know, the laws, the policies. People don't even know them because they're not implemented. So people don't know what the laws really are or the policies. Not great, Charlie. All right, so we just let sleeping dogs lie.
If we continue like this, somebody will jump on and tell us Nkwasi.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of social media, right? I mean, you air your opinion, I air mine. Who cares?
You know what you are in. You can see, smell, right? You can see.
No, some people can't see it. Honestly, some people don't see it. They're used to it, and that's all they know.
Listen, we are all happy
yeah.
because I want to see some of the things I've seen here in my country.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right? And even better.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that this particular government is taking the steps to kind of change the image a little bit, right? But we need more because
our development is just too slow, Masa. It's just too slow.
Very, very slow.
Damn slow.
Anyway.
All right, cool. So yeah, on to the next one. DLS Way. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
That was a good one.
That's all.